Hello students, today we will learn about array in C language. So what is an array? An array is a data structure that contains a group of elements. These elements are of same data type, like if you have declared an array of integer type, then you can store the integers in that array. Another example, if you have declared an array as float type, then you can store float values in that array. So consider you want to use 20 variables for some task in a program. There are two options. Option 1 is you can declare 20 different variables with different variable names like number 1, sorry, like number 1, number 2, number 3, so on, number 20. Another option is you can use the array. So if you want to use the array, you should know how to declare the array, how to initialize the array elements, and how to access that array element. So see how to declare an array. We will give the data type, then array name, then array size terminated by semicolon. So what is data type? Data type means which type of data you want to store in the array. So if you want to store float values in the array, then you will take data type as float. If you want to store integer values in the array, then you will take data type as integer, sorry, data type as int is used for integers. Then is array name. Array name is name of the array. For writing the array name, you will use the same rules that you follow for writing the variable name. Then is array size. Array size means how many total elements you want to store in the array. Consider you want to store 50 elements, then what will be the size of array? It would be 50. If you want to store 80 elements, then size of array would be 80. Then in the last, the array declaration is terminated by the semicolon. So consider if you want to declare an array of size 10 which stores integers, then how to write this? First of all, give the data type. Now what kind of data you want to store? Integers. So data type would be int. Then is a valid array name. I have taken here numbers, right? Then is size. As we are given with the size 10, so here we will write the 10. Then termination by semicolon. Then second thing is initializing array elements. You can initialize the array elements while you declare the array. Here we have declared the array, then we can give the value in curly brackets, like there are total 10 elements. Here I have given 10 values, 11, 22, 31, so on, last 16, terminated by semicolon. Then is accessing array elements. We can access the array elements by using the index. There is a concept of indices in the array. So every element is stored at a particular index starting from 0. Like in this, 11 is stored at 11 is stored at the index 0, 22 is stored at the index 1, 31 2, 34 3, so on till 16. 16 is stored at the index 9, right? So how to access array elements? We will give the array name and then index. Array name is numbers and index, let's suppose you have written here 2. So which element is at the index 2? 31, because at 0 we have 11, at 1 we have 22, at 2 we have 31. So what is the value at number 2? That means 31. So if you want to access number 2, that means you are accessing 31, right? So see, all array consist of contiguous memory locations. The lowest address corresponds to the first element and the highest address corresponds to the last element. See here, the array contiguous locations, then we have starting index 0, numbers 0, then 1, 2, so on up to the last element. Then first element is denoted by the lowest address. This one is the lowest address and this one is the highest address, that will denote the last element. And keep in mind one thing, that number 0 is not address. It is a notation to represent the first element of the numbers array. Address is something else that is generated by the CPU, right? So consider program 1 to print the array element. So here I have taken array numbers of integer type and its size is 10. That means it will store maximum 10 elements. And here I have initialized it as 11, 22, 31, so on 16, terminated by semicolon. Now I want to print these numbers. So what I will do, I will use the loop. Initialization of loop will start from 0 as our indices starts from 0. So I have taken a loop variable I as an integer type. Then I is initialized to 0. I is less than 10. Why less than 10? Because we have total 10 elements. Indices are starting from 0. So we will go till the 9. Means our total 10 elements will be stored at locations 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. 10 is not included in the index. So next is I++ for increment. Then printf. How to access the array element? Using array name and index. So array name is numbers. Index is represented by I. So for the very first time I is 0. That means we are accessing numbers at the index 0. So which element is at index 0? 11. So 11 will be printed. After that I will be incremented. So now next value of I is 1. That means now we are accessing number at index 1. So which element is at index 1? 20. So 22. So 22 will be printed. In the same way 31, 34, 65, 62, 71, 88, so on 16. Clear? So next is in this program we have initialized the array elements when while we are declaring the array. Next is you can take input from the user to initialize the array elements. So we will use here the input function, that is scanf. So see, first of all I have declared the array int numbers 10. Then another variable I that I will use for loop. Then printf means it will display the message enter array elements. Then is for input I will use scanf. How many times I will use scanf? 10 times, because I want to enter 10 elements. So I will start loop from 0 and it will go up to 10. So from 0 to 9, that means it will take values up till the indices are 9, from 0 to 9. Then scanf, that means for the first time it will take input for number I. Number I means number 0. So consider you have entered 11. Then again input 22, that is for number 1. Again number 2 31, number 3 34, so on number 9. The number 9 means number at 9th index, that is 16. Right? Now after this we will print the array elements. So printf array elements are, again for printing I need to use loop from 0 to 9 because there are total 10 elements. So starting from the index 0. Same concept, printf format specifier, then number I. Number I means number element at the index I in the array numbers. So these elements will be printed, right? So next is the program 3. In this I have initialized the array elements in some other way, like I will add 100 to the index value. Like I have declared the array int n 10. Then two variables I have taken, you can take one variable for loop, same variable for loop. Then initialization of elements, array elements. So I starts from 0, I less than 10, I plus plus. So ni means I ith element of n array. N is the name of the array, I is the index. I am not using here scanf. I am not getting the values from user. I am assigning value it by adding 100 in I. So for the very first time, value of I is 0. That means n of 0 will be I ki value. What is value of I is 0 plus 100. That means 100. So n of 0 is 100. Then n of 1 is means I is 1. I plus 100 is 101. In the same way, n of 2 is 102. So here values will be assigned according to the addition of index plus in the addition of index into 100. So then we will print the array. Again loop will start from 0 and goes up to 10. Then elements will be printed like, see, element 0. What is the element 0? 100. Because what we are doing, we are adding index to 100. So index is 0. Index is 0. So 0 plus 100 is 100. Next is element 1. Index is 1. So element would be 101 because 100 plus 1 is 101. In the same way, element 2. Index is 2. So 100 plus 2 is 102, so on up to element 9. Right? So these are some programs that you need to try yourself. Yes, first program is write a program to find the sum of all elements of an integer array of size 20. Second is write a program to implement linear search on an array of size 10. Third program is write a program to print array elements in reverse order. In this, you can do one thing. You can start from the last index. Like if you have an array of size 10, then you can start from 9. Then you will go up to 0. And in this, you will use decrement instead of increment. So fourth program is write a program to print array elements which are even indexed. Even indexed means like we have indices 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. So even indexed are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, so on. Right? So you need to print these elements. Next is multi-dimensional array. Till now we have discussed only one-dimensional array. So now we will discuss multi-dimensional array. A multi-dimensional array is an array that has more than one dimensions. In this we have the concept of number of rows and number of columns and so on. Consider a general form of multi-dimensional array. So how to declare a multi-dimensional array? We will give the data type. Again, data type means which type of data will be stored in the array. Then is name of the array. Then the dimensions. How many dimensions you want to give? Let's suppose you want to give n dimensions. So first of all, you will give the size of first dimension, then second dimension, then so on up to nth dimension. Right? So consider the example. You want to declare a three-dimensional integer array. So what is the data type? Int. Name of array, consider array. Then we have three dimensions. That means we need to give three dimensions. So first dimension is 5, second is 10, then is 4. That is arrays of type 5 into 10 into 4. In the same way, you can create any dimensional array. So now we will consider two-dimensional array. The simplest form of multi-dimensional array is two-dimensional array. So how to declare two-dimensional array? Two-dimensional array means we will give the two dimensions. So data type, array name, first dimension, second dimension. So data type means which type of data you want to store. Again, array name of the array. X means first dimension, y means second. In this we consider x as number of rows and y as number of columns. Consider a two-dimensional array which contains 3 rows and 4 columns. So how the indices will be there? See, as we have already discussed, the indices starts from 0. So again row will start from 0 and column will also get started from 0. So we have 3 rows, that is row 1, row 2, row 0, row 1, row 2. Then is columns starting from 0, column 0, column 1, column 2 and column 3. So first element will correspond to row 0, column 0. That means A of 0, 0. 0 means 0th row, 0th column. Then is second element of 0th row. That is A of 0, 1. Then is A of 0, 2. A of 0, 3. Again first element of row 1. That will be A of 1 and 0. That means it is placed at row 1 and column 0. Then second element of row 1, that is A11, means row 1, column 1. Right, in the same way other elements are placed. So through this program we will learn how to initialize the elements of two-dimensional array and how to access that array elements. So consider an array with 5 rows and 2 columns. That means number of rows are 5 and columns are 2. That means how many total values will be stored in that array? 5 into 2, that is 10. So we have initialized here like this. So first row will be having 2 elements. So we have initialized it as 0, 0. That means this is the first element of row 1, this is second element of row 1. Sorry, we can say that row indexed at 0, as first row is indexed as 0. That means this is the first element of row indexed at 0. This is the second element of row indexed at 0. Then again row 2. Row 2 will be indexed at 1. So this is 1, 0. This is 1, 1. Again rest of the elements are given. You can skip the curly brackets. It is not must to put these curly brackets. Right. So now I want to access rows and columns. That means I will use nested loop. First loop, outer loop I will use for rows and inner loop I will use for columns. See, outer loop for rows. How many number of rows are? 5. So indices are starting from 0. So how to access rows? Row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3 and row 4. That is I from 0 to 4. Right, we will not consider 5. That's why I have written here I less than 5. Then I plus plus. Then inside the row I will access the columns because each row has 2 columns. So j will start from 0 and j would be less than 2 because we have 2 rows and indices will be 0 and 1. So we will not consider 2. Then is j plus plus. Right. So printf a format specifier, second format specifier, then again format specifier for printing the number. This format specifier will consider the row. This will consider the column. So row means I, column means j. Then element. Element will be accessed like a, I, j. Like in one dimensional array we were giving only one index because we were having only one dimensional array. We have one index. Like if you want to access the element at 0th index, so you will write the array name and then 0. In this we have row as well as column. So we need to give the index of row plus index of column. So index of row is denoted by I. Index of column is denoted by j. So consider the example. First time value of I is 0. So for I 0, j will vary like j. First time j would be 0. For the second time j would be 1. See, a of 0, 0. That means first element in the row 0. That is a of 0, 0. Here this 0 is I, this 0 is j. So first element is this one, so 0 will be printed. Next time I is 0, j is 1. So that is second element. So it is again 0. Next time value of I would be 1. So for I1 again j will vary as 0 and 1. So for I1 first time value of j is 0. So its value is a of 1 0 is this one 1. Again a of 1 1 is 2. After this I will be incremented as 2. So again for I is 2 there would be two values of j, that is 0 and 1. A of 2 a of a of 2 0, that is 2. So up to the last element. Clear? That means if you want to access the elements of two dimensional array, then you need to give the two indices. One index will denote the row, another will denote the column, right? So next is program to find the sum of all array elements of two dimensional array of size 4 into 5. 4 into 5 means there are total 4 number of rows and 5 number of columns. So we will do the implementation like so. We are given with the size of array as 4 into 5. So int, consider your array name is array. So first of all you will give the number of rows. How many number of rows are there? 4. Then you will give the number of columns, right? So again you will take two variables for accessing the for using the loops. I is, consider I is for number of rows and j is for number of columns. Then you need to find the sum. So you can take another variable sum and you can initialize it to 0. So first of all you will get the values for array, right? So see printf enter array elements. So you need to use the loop from 0. So how many total rows are there? 4. So that means if we are starting from 0, so we will have our last row at index 3. 0 1 2 3. Then is I plus plus. After this you will take second loop for number of columns. So number of columns are total 5. That means j would be less than 5 as j is starting from 0. Now you will use scanf. Format specifier, then ampersand, then is row number, column number, right? So now you need to find the sum. You can find the sum here only. So you will write sum is equal to sum plus a of I and j. So you can do like this. Then at the end we need to print the sum. So here write printf sum of array elements is, format specifier is t. Then we have stored the sum in sum variable, so we will print sum, right? So now we will execute this. What happened?